Hi guys, I'm Sweet Pea Cosplay and I'm like the world's okayest cosplayer. One of my goals for 2019 was to make at least one costume a month. Most of them are probably going to be relatively small builds, just because I can't bust out like an entire Astrid from How to Train Your Dragon in like a month. I can't. So for the month of January, I decided that I was going to do Ghost Sadie from Steven Universe. Those of you who may not watch Steven Universe, there is a scene where Sadie joins a band and they call it Sadie Killers and the Suspects. And in one of their very first live performances, Sadie is a ghost. Ha ha. The song is mostly about her realizing that she is a ghost, but it's a very simple costume. It's like boots, green leggings, and a top, which I made, which I'm going to show you guys how to make it today. Alrighty, so to start, I don't have a pattern that I was planning on using for Sadie, so I'm actually going to be using this old shirt that I have. I don't know if you can see, but it's very clearly stained, but it has the crisscross here. Well, it's not crisscross, but it has the V-neck that I can use to make a crisscross pattern, like what the front of Sadie's shirt has. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of fake a pattern here. I'm going to take the front of the shirt and we're just going to lay it out as such so that it is completely flat. And what I'm going to do is take a piece of chalk and I'm going to basically just trace over the shirt, but I'm going to trace here and extend it out so that it kind of crosses over like this. Maybe even going like a little bit lower down. And I'll cut out two pieces like that to make the two sides of the shirt. For the sleeves, you just kind of fold the sleeves over and then trace where the sleeve less would be. So very similar to how I just did the sleeve, whenever you come up here, since I'm doing the front of the shirt first, I want it to come down to this and meet over here at this point. So I'm going to kind of mark where it is and kind of just throw this over and trace it down. So I don't have to do it on the other side because I have the white fabric folded over. So I'm just going to cut out this piece and it'll be the two front pieces for my shirt. Just to keep my fabric in place, I am going to pin it. Before we continue on, I do want to let you guys know that the fabric was very thin. So I did decide to double up on it, at least for that front part. So what I just cut out, I actually cut out 4 pieces. So now I'm going to do the back the same exact way that I did the front. I'm just laying the shirt out backwards and I'm going to trace around it and cut it. Normally you could do it on the fold and just like do it in half, but I need 2 pieces of the shirt since the white fabric is so see-through and I don't want, you know, my junk hanging out in the front or the back. So just for time's sake, I'm tracing the whole thing and cutting out 2 pieces at once. So now what I'm going to do that I have the back piece cut out, I'm going to sew all of the layers together. So the 4 front pieces that I made, I'm going to be sewing the 2 like pieces together to thicken it up so that whenever I'm wearing it, it's not completely see-through. So what I did was I finished sewing everything along here, but I left the bottom open because I'm going to be potentially shortening it because this shirt kind of has like a skirt flowy kind of bottom thing. Hello. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip these inside out so that I can have clean seams. And I'm gonna go ahead and attach all of the shirt pieces to kind of start making the actual base of the shirt. So because I left that open, I can flip it inside out now, and we have pretty clean seams. And what I'm gonna do is now I'm going to be attaching everything together and sewing it all on together. So we'll have the back piece and then front piece number 1 and front piece number 2. And as you can see, we've got that little crisscross. And I'll be back after we attach those together. No. So I actually put on the shirt so that I could kind of get like an idea of where I wanted to cut it, because she has like a little flowy bottom. And I marked it here, but I think I'm gonna cut it a little bit lower just for seam allowance, and hopefully I don't mess it up. Alrighty, so what we're going to do now is up here, I have my top of the shirt laid out. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to trace along this line, and I'm going to make like the skirt part of the shirt with it. Then I'm gonna cut those out, I'm gonna sew it on, and then I'm gonna take my scissors and I'm gonna wreck it up a little bit, because you know, she's a ghost. And honestly, it's okay if it's not perfect, because I'm just going to chop it up later on. And also, this is double layered fabric because I'm cutting out 2 pieces that look alike. And whenever those 2 pieces are cut off, I'm gonna sew them together along these lines, and then I'm going to sew them to the actual top. So the last pieces that need to be cut out are the sleeves. I don't have any kind of sleeve pattern, so just like the rest of this thing, we're going to wing it. So I laid out one side here, and all I'm going to do is just trace from here and down. And that is going to be the top of my sleeve. Now these sleeves kind of fan out, so we're gonna start maybe a little bit bigger, and we're gonna go down and then really pop it out. And I'm just eyeballing this. I have no idea if this is gonna work or not, if it's gonna be too short, if it's going to be too long. I suck is what I'm trying to get across here, but I'm just gonna fan it out and then bring it back up, and that'll be one sleeve. So then once I have this first sleeve cut out, I am just going to move this along, give myself another edge, then I will take the sleeve, I will lay it out. Once again, I'm just going to trace it the way that it is on here and cut it out. Now we're going to take each of the sleeves and we're going to sew it along this line to make it a proper sleeve, and then I'm going to attach it to the shirt. And there you have it. Once everything is attached, you will just need to cut some holes in for her thumbs, and then you have a completed Sadie Killer costume. Alright, that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Maybe you learned something, maybe you didn't. At least you can walk away knowing that half the time I do costumes, I wing everything. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Maybe hit that subscribe button because I upload sometimes. That's all I got for you. I'm Sweet Pea Cosplay, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye!